All right, welcome back. It's JP with Max Tr3 Revival. Getting back on it. I got the welding that I'm trying to get done. So you can see I've got the welder broken out right here. And just setting up, I'm going to try and fill the holes in the little replacement pieces that go on the inner fender. Once I get those repaired, then I can get to the sandwiching of that inner stability mounting point. That's where I'm at. I'm going to try and get those holes welded up, and then we can move on from there. Try and get back to trimming and putting these pieces on the inner fenders. Quick little fix. I don't know if you can see that. My light's a little off, but this hole's a little off center. So when I go to put this on, I want to make sure that it's centered. So I'm going to fill this and grind it off and get it ready to go. So just go around in a big circle and fill the hole. And then I'll grind that back down and then check it on the outside. All right, that's what we got. I think it came out pretty good. I mean, I'm just gonna drill another hole back through. I got a couple little spots on the in there, but I think that's good enough for my purposes. One side done, let me get the other side done, and then we'll throw a little something to cover this up. Well, I figured out my problem. I had a whole bunch of twisted up metal down here where I was taking it apart. So once I got all that straight, I've got it kind of fitting halfway decent. I got a few big gaps, but I think I've got an idea of what to do to fix those. What I want to do is tack it in and then figure out where the fold is that supports the inner piece. Let me grab that. Inner piece fits in there a little something like that. But this part right here actually folds and wraps up underneath the bottom here. Figure I'll tack it in place, set this in, get an idea of where I need that to be, and then probably take it back off, do the bend, make sure it lines up with this, and then we'll go from there. So here I'm just backing up and looking at the alignment on some old photos and then checking to see if I was close to where I needed to be for the new ones. It's fighting me. I don't know. I've got my settings at a 2 and at like a 50 on wire speed. Looks like the accident gods have gotten me. I think I'm gonna need to take a trip to a local place and have my finger looked at. Well, there you go. That's the mock-up. Only problem is I tried to take the tip of my finger off. Sitting down on a folding chair. A lot of fun. It's finally stopped bleeding. JP with Max Tr3 Revival. It is 2025. What's been going on? For me, trying to get back to projects and get some things done. 2024 was not as productive as I would like it to be. I had a lot of things hopped in the way. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to change my name to Alin right now because a lot of work on personal vehicles that's taking place. You'll notice I got some parts sitting right there. That's a brake job that's upcoming. On one of the rides, the other one had some idler arms, some other issues, and a lot of money that was spent for parts that could have been used on this, but were not. So paring down some of the bins and making sure I'm labeling up everything. Trying to find out what I got that's good and what's rubbish so I can just get it out. I've got probably really weird stuff. 4 or 5 wiper motors. I've got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 extra speedometers. I've got some extra gauges. I've got gauges that are already in that car. I know the ones in this car have been redone. So where do I head from there? So that's why I've kind of set this up the way I've set it up is because I want to go through and just anything that is just trash it. All right, well, another perfect example of how I get distracted sometimes. I was moving some stuff around the boxes and I found this piece here, which was really severely bent over, not in the greatest of shape. Then I kept going through boxes and I found these two. Looked like I'd already cleaned those up. But the actual mount that goes on the back is out of shape. and it's missing the little housing piece. So I guess I'll need to look and find out what I need to do to fix that. So I had these 4 bolts in here, and they look pretty substantial, so I don't know what they go to. I'm thinking maybe the override bumpers, the overriders for the back, because this all looks like part of the back end of the car. But yeah, this, I didn't know if it's possible to find the part that holds a bulb and actually repair that, or if it's worth it. I guess I'll have to look online and see if I can find one of these. All right, so the other thing I've been working on is getting a battery all charged up, and I want to hook up some of the electrical up in the 62 model so I can get it ready to see if I can turn it over, build some oil pressure, load it up with oil, and see if I can get it ready to start. I still got to figure out the gravity feed for the gas situation. I don't have there's a radiator in it, but there's no fluid in it. And, you know, I'm not too worried about that just to get it kicked over. So time to head up into the stratosphere of the garage here and see what we got going on. So found a ground cable. I'm going through some boxes. I'm going to hook it up. Did a little quick sand right there. And then I've got a battery cutoff post that I'm going to stick on. Gotta get this side hooked up. I'll go ahead and hook the other side up here. I've got everything else that I had just wired off. Remove the spark plugs, dump some oil back down in there, and then put actual oil in. I got some VR1 oil that I'm gonna throw in and spin it a couple more times, and then I guess I'll have to take a look at the carbs and see where we're at with all that. So like I said, I got this ready to go. I got the other side ready to hook up. I thought about pulling the top end and taking a look, but I think what I'll do is just crank it if the starter's hooked up and let that build the pressure that I need. I got to mount the coil back on here. It's down. I cleaned it up. Got the key ready to go. It's in case I need that. Kind of 2 projects at once I'm working on. All right, well, a little bit of a milestone. Got a battery in, got everything hooked up, and still got to put some oil in. I was just seeing if things would turn over. So, there we are. Let me isolate this battery again. Didn't see any smoke. Didn't see anything happen. Didn't see anything bad. So next is going to be take the carbs off and see if I can't take a look at those and progress. This is the 62. So I'm going to get down off of here safely and wrap it up for this go round. See if I can't get back to some metal work. All right, well, I'm splitting time between the two. That's what's going on. So I get the cap back on, and pretty sure from the way I looked at it when I took it off, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, although that's not the firing order, but that's the wire leads from the cap. I've been lubing up the carbs so I can play with those. I need to get some fuel hose still, so slowly making progress. All right, well, if I'd taken 6 or 7 of these apart, I'd probably know this, but I don't. So how to look up the firing order and where the cables go, which is in this diagram right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me steady that. So the cables go 1, 2, 3, 4, although that's not the firing order. The firing order was somewhere else in here, and I thought it was 1, 3, 2, 4. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure I had them put together the proper way. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it's 1, 3, 2, 4 as the firing order. And I think 032 looked like it was the gap for the actual, yeah, there, plugs. Plug gap 032. So I got the coil in there loosely in place. Like I said, put a little bit more down in each one of the cylinders. I'm kind of brushing off the spark plugs. See if we can go with that. I'm gonna get the oil loaded in and see if I can't get some pressure. I got it fired up, like I'm pretty sure you already saw that in the video. I'm just wondering how long I need to crank it to build oil pressure. Hoping I don't have any leaks with my replacement down here.